Now that Ikaruga is out of the way, we're gonna go back to the road to 100. This time it's going to be another one of the knockout episodes where we knock out a bunch of games of a similar theme because the book is just filled with filler. Today we're going to be starting with Tempest. We're going to be playing most of the Tempest-based games, the tube shooter. So yeah, Tempest is a vector-based tube shooter, and it's probably the most fun game on the Atari Vault, to be completely honest with you. I absolutely love playing Tempest, even though I just died. It was a part of the inspiration for the myth of the video game Polybius. It's usually described as a game that is very much like Tempest. But honestly, I just love how this game looks and how this game sounds. It's just awesome. The one thing I don't like about it, though, is that when one of the red enemies gets to the top, it severely limits what you can do, and there's no way to kill them. Sometimes you can go past them, sometimes you can't. But Tempest is a no. Why? Because Tempest 2000 is also in the book. And let's be honest here. That makes this one entirely redundant. Tempest 2000 is basically the same thing with better controls, more level variety, and better music. Although we're not going to be playing Tempest 2000 today because I can't get a Jaguar emulator working. But we can play all the Tempest clones, and one thing that's very, very interesting about Tempest is that it's one of the few arcade games that lets you pick your level. You can start at like the last level if you really want to, even if you've never unlocked it. It's weird. But yeah, I could play this for like hours, although I'm not. There's no way to get an extra life in this game, so I've pretty much shown you all that needs to be shown. But yeah. God damn it. Ah, stupid mouse. Oh, the joypad also works. Okay, cool. Press start. I did not know the joypad worked with the Atari Vault. Okay. That makes things a little bit better. I guess. Maybe not. I'm clearly better with the arrow keys. But yeah, we're going to be throwing in 3 games into this pile. They're all going to be no's. I'm going to spoil that right now because Tempest 2000 is the best of the tube shooters. At least I think so. I believe that Tempest 2000 was actually ported to the PlayStation as Tempest X3. Which we're going to, I'm going to reserve that for the Tempest 2000 episode, which I'm going to keep on its own, I guess. But after this third game, we're going to be playing the next game, I guess. God damn it. Analog control, you know. Sometimes you can run past the enemy, sometimes you can't. But that's Tempest for you. Once again, these are all my high scores. Apparently, I put win at 29,000. That's my high score. MCMLXXX Atari. Alright. Also, apparently this game came out in 81. The book says it came out in 1980. My sources conflict on which year it actually came out. I believe it came out like on New Year's Eve 1980, so I guess the mistake is understandable. Alright, next game. Gyruss! This is also in the book. It's a Konami game. It's also a tube shooter. This time it's more pixel-based than it seems to be, more reminiscent of, Galaga. As you can see, the music is public domain, classical music for I have no idea why. But apparently you gotta get to Earth or something. I'm not gonna, try to beat the game. I'm just gonna... Like, honestly, it's not very different from Tempest. This is what I definitely call filler. I mean, Gyruss is a game that's really fun, but I think the only reason that I like it myself is because I played this game before I played Tempest. And the two back-to-back, the original Tempest is more fun than Gyruss. I don't know, I just like the sound effects better, the aesthetics better. I mean, with more inferior technology, Tempest just looks better. I mean, think about it, like, let's make this different looking game look more like space, like every other game at the time. And let's put in what every gamer loves, classical fucking music. Hey, cool, I got the high score. 3 warps to Uranus! I guess you start at Pluto, because back in the 1980s it was a planet, as far as we could tell. And, nope, no bombs or anything. All you do is move and shoot. It's one of those. I suppose there is one improvement above Tempest, and that's that the enemies don't stick around on your cylinder, or yeah, on your end of the cylinder. It's a little bit early today, and I don't really give a shit about the games that I know are no's. Actually, I shouldn't say that so much. Like with Facade, I put some effort into the video, even though the audio wasn't mixed the best, but the filler games are the ones that I don't really give a shit about how well I play. I got to the 3rd boss of Ikaruga. I don't need to show off. But honestly, I just want to get to 100 right now. Like... I'm not entirely sure, it just seems like a very good milestone, and it makes me feel like I'll be in this for the long haul. I mean, I already took care of Ikaruga, for the most part, so... that is what I'd love to call proof that I'm sticking into this. Ah, damn it. The thing about Gyruss is it's really easy. As he says as he dies, but like I'm just not playing optimally right now. Push my monitor back a little bit. But yeah, there's just not much to talk about. It's just this. I mean, it's certainly fun, and you could definitely do worse than Gyruss. I mean, I'd probably play this over Frogger with its wonky hit detection, and definitely I'd play this over Kicks, but I'd play Tempest over this. Especially because I'm not really fond of this classical music. I don't really like many classical music songs. I'd almost always rather be playing something more modern. Actually, I don't think this is classical right now, but it starts off with Toccata and Fugue, something like that. For some fucking reason, I don't know. Even at the time, that usually referenced a horror game, or horror movie. Just horror in general. Okay, stage 4. We must get to Uranus! Before this video gets demonetized! It's another thing, they shoot really close to you at this point, which is kind of unfair. Also, the vector graphics for Tempest, they made the distance look more realistic, at least from a modern standpoint. Like right now, I know that these are just different pixel blobs, but with the vector graphics of Tempest, the things that were farther away really did look farther away. Maybe I'm just a sucker for vector graphics, but I think this kind of game really needed that. I mean, the things in the distance, they don't even look like the things up close. Not even close to the things that are up close. I mean, the animation, at the very least, is smooth, but Alright. I think 10 minutes of this game is all I really need. My initials are... Please deposit coin and try this game. Well, they did say please at least, which is a lot nicer than Konami is nowadays. Nowadays, it would be, fuck you, deposit a coin. So, on to our last game for today. Today we're going to be playing a game by Llamasoft. This is Space Giraffe. Never heard of Space Giraffe? Well, it's in the book, and you always know it's great. Do I have to beat this one? You always know a game is great when it's just chanting weird things in your ear before you even start. Choose mode. Start the main game. Level 1. They will be baaing. The game definitely looks interesting, to say the least. But it's clearly just Tempest not in a tube. With a coat of weirdness. Giraffe-tastic! There are no giraffes in this game, by the way. And there are definitely no giraffes of the space variety. Level 2. In the original Tempest, the levels loaded immediately. And there wasn't all this random visual clutter. Well, I'm sure some people might like this version with all of this weird shit going on. It goes against the core of the game. I have a hard time seeing what I'm actually supposed to fucking hit because of all this shit on the screen. Okay, and we're finally in a tube, I guess. Like, it's one thing if you want to make a game like Tempest and more challenging, but... like, when I can't fucking see where the enemies are except in my peripheral vision, we're going to have some issues. And adding dogs barking and telephone bleeping does not make me more entranced in your game. But yeah. Like, this is one of the games I bought just on curiosity of its title in the book, but it's definitely one of those games that that made me very disappointed in the book. Because, like... I mean, it's not even weird enough for me to consider it a yes. I mean, if you want a weird game that I would consider a yes, LSD Dream Emulator. That's the kind of bizarre that gets you to be a must-play. There's a difference between weird and random. And this game is by far on just the random edge of things. The biggest problem with this game, though, is its lack of conveyance. Beyond the, it almost sounds like copyright infringement. Some of these sound effects seem like directly ripped from Tempest and Super Mario Brothers. But yeah, all this bright flashing... I don't know what that is about, but every time you lose a life, you have, push, bull, attack, okay. Yeah. Like, Tempest came out in 1980. And in that game, I can fucking see what I am shooting at. Not to mention, if you have epilepsy, this thing is gonna give you a seizure. Not helping is the controls are inverted. I really hate inverted controls. You know, I don't know if it's supposed to be like more accurate or some shit. But if I want to go left, I will push left. If I want to go right, I will push right. And making them inverted just adds more mental clutter. And that's all this game is, it's just clutter. That sounds like Mario going down his pipe. Okay, why the hell am I on level 6 now? That was just level 1, right? Or level 2 at the latest. I don't. Or are we just continuing from where we left off? Is that it? Oh, yeah. You just continue from where you left off, I guess. Sure. I guess the level design is interesting, breaking up the tube like this so you can only go back and forth. Kind of does something, maybe, possibly. Giraffe-tastic, yeah. I will say the music is great, but it has nothing on Tempest 2000. The fact that I'm not on the tube kind of makes things a little bit more challenging than they should, of course. Honestly, I may as well be playing this game blindfolded. Like, I can sort of see what I'm shooting at, but there's just too much flash. Wait, jump or shoot enemies? There's a jump button? What? No button jumps. Oh yeah, maybe this is why in Tempest they don't make you they only allow you to go one way, because you can end up getting cornered. Okay. So, it seems like you have infinite continues, but just losing all your lives sends you back to the beginning of the stage. And if the achievement is correct, that means there are 100 stages in Space Giraffe, which is about 99 more than I ever need to experience. And yes, this is exactly what insanity feels like. Oh my god, is there a way to continue on to the next level, please? I've been playing this one quite long enough. Yeah, apparently I got a nice shot. I don't know fucking how I did, but apparently I did. I am unambitious, right? Oh god, the puns! You know what? Now I have to beat this game to figure out if there really is a giraffe in it. So, let's work our way to beating Space Giraffe. Thumb's getting tired, though. Okay, good. You can hold down the shoot button. That's good to know. You are meh. No one has ever insulted me as much as you have. Fucking meh. Cube. Still not for... Oh my god. Okay, we have some donkey noises. Wait, what? Is there so there's apparently an image in the background, which is, okay. Let's just say I don't understand the developer's sense of humor. What is with the phone? Help and options, controls. No. What? Delayed restarts. Okay, move the giraffe around the web. That would be this one. Launches the sheeple zapper, sure. Makes your giraffe jump. Drives the hoop. Aim shot? Okay, so, for some reason, Space Giraffe doesn't recognize all the buttons on the Xbox 360 controller. Like, it's one thing to be weird. It really is, but this is, like... all I wanted to do is uninvert my controls. Oh yeah, I pressed every single button and nothing on the Xbox 360 controller makes me, you know, jump. And a tube shooter like this needs to have good controls, but... Okay, let's try keyboard. Okay, the arrow keys don't do jack shit. Is the game broken? After this, I am going to go on a quest to dismantle every single phone in the tri-state area. Alright, let's hunker down and actually, you know, try. I hate inverted controls. Alright, so my other thumbstick does something, I guess. Not entirely sure what it does, but it does it. So all I need to do is dodge them as they come into the end of the tube. I'm almost done with this level. No. Not entirely sure what the other thumbstick does, but it does something. Like, I have no idea what I'm getting hit by half the time. Past life, I can do this. Actually, I don't know if I can! Oh, no. Okay, so what's the next joke of the game? Space level 10? No, you. What? You're right. This is a horseshoe or an N. It's definitely not a U. Look, I don't know what else to say. I've been playing this game for about half an hour now. And, like, not exactly gonna call it a bailout for getting out of here, but, like, the game is just too broken. Like, it's like the game, I didn't have to program anything, it automatically recognizes my Xbox 360 controller. Or the USB Xbox 360 controller is the default controller on so many other PC games. However, there are some aspects that it's just not giving me button inputs for, like jumping. And when I try to rebind the keys, it doesn't recognize a lot of the buttons on the Xbox 360 controller. But the biggest issue here is all the visual clutter. I can't tell what I can hit, what I can't hit, what I'm shooting, what's shooting me. It's too focused on being mimetic than being good. And fuck, if you want a good meme game, play Goat Simulator, not Space Giraffe. Like, look at this. Press green button with an arrow to continue, or press escape to the main menu. Space Giraffe is a no. It's absolutely a no.